So this is the 2022 Giant Lafree Momentum E+. It's kind of a mouthful. It is a mid-drive motor electric bike. It is pedal assist only. It does not have a throttle. There are things I absolutely adore about this bike, one of them being the motor on it. And there are things I absolutely loathe about this bike, and I will get into all those one at a time. But I wanted to start out with the things that I absolutely love about this bike. Ergonomically, it's very, very comfortable. It's pretty much a sit-up and bag, we used to call this when I rode motorcycles, which is you're sitting straight up, even with a straight back, you're not leaning over. You know, these are not really ape hangers, but you know, it's a fairly comfortable position, and you can still, you know, zoom around on it pretty good. It goes about 20 miles an hour. It is only pedal assist. There is no throttle, like I said before. So you have to exercise. You can't just, you know, not pedal. And that's the reason I got it, is I do have a bad heart, and it's one of the ways I get my exercise. So, and the thing about the mid-drive motors is it has what's called a torque sensor in it, not just a cadence sensor. Cadence sensor would count how fast you're pedaling, and it would adjust accordingly. A torque sensor actually senses the pressure, and I think that's a better thing because it's more along the lines of giving you whatever assist you are asking for. An assist would be 1 through 5, 5 being the most assist, 1 being the least. And the torque sensor, when you have it on 5, makes you feel like you're just really strong. When you're on 1, you're just, you know, obviously you're working a little bit harder. It is a heavy bike. It's about 50 pounds, 55.0. So that's what I love about it. The things that I absolutely hated about it was this rear battery rack. It makes it very, very bottom heavy, as you might guess. This thing constantly would come loose. You had to pretty much, what I wished I would have known was blue Loctite would have been a beautiful thing for this. And I wasn't very good about keeping the bolts tightened, and they did come loose, and occasionally the battery then would actually start dragging when it would come loose from this. And yeah, that wasn't very good. And just the fact that they have the wire going from the battery here down the inside of the fender, and the wire down into the motor. I didn't particularly care for that. Most of them usually install their batteries in the down tubes, which makes a hell of a lot more sense for wiring. But this one, in their infinite wisdom, decided to do this, and it created nothing but headaches. One of the things that it also did was this battery would come loose on this side, and I will show you exactly what I mean by that. It's a poor design, and it's like anything else. If you're kind of new in the development of these things. Hold on a second, I'll set this down here. Pull this thing loose. At any rate, if you see there's a little hole there, if you look in there, I don't know if you can see it. Maybe I can turn the light on. I guess I probably can't. There is a little pin that pops up here and pops into that hole. Well, on the other side, there's absolutely nothing holding it there. So the only thing holding that inside is that pin. And then obviously these are the little attachments that go into the battery. And but yeah, this is all that was holding it. So what would happen is it would break away over here, and there'd be a gap, and it would pull away from the contacts, and then it would just stop. And I didn't know what was going on for the longest time. It took me a long time to figure out. I thought the motor was failing. I didn't know what the problem was. But what had happened was because of the constant shaking and rattling and rolling, you know, eventually it did the plastic on the battery wore away, and basically what I ended up having to do, this is the fix for it, is I put JB Weld on the sides of here and on the bottom here. I will probably do it up top as well again, and that seems to have fixed it permanently, but it took me 2,200 miles to figure that out. So if you're having issues with your battery pulling away, or you suspect your motor's cutting out, I would check and see if that's the case. You will see a gap in between here, and you'll know that that's the issue. But now, because I put the JB Weld on this thing, it has an ironclad. You have to kind of give it a good push, but it does not come loose. And it took me quite a few hours and headaches to figure that out. Now, the other thing that's a major problem with these rear racks is if you want to have luggage, good fucking luck, because you're not going to be able to do it with these batteries. Because under here, this is all this is my aftermarket solution. But under here, you can't get the luggage hooks for panniers past this battery, because the battery's in the way. As a matter of fact, the battery prevents you from doing a lot of things. And if you're just going to put a rear basket on it and you have a lot of stuff in there, it tends to put a lot of pressure on just this point here. So that creates problems as well. Well, I figured out the solution to that, and really what this is it's a little grill thing from Menards. It literally is part of a grill that you can get, and as you can see, it fits perfectly on it, and it is a real-world solution. All I did was zip tie them, because you don't have really a lot of room to do anything else. But once I did that, I was able to get my luggage clips in there. It fits phenomenally well. As a matter of fact, I would think that you'd be able to pretty much take anything on this with some bungees or whatnot. I could put my, well, I can put anything on it now pretty much, because it's a large enough platform. But this was the $12. That's all it cost me. Whereas you can get these for up to $80 for the platforms for these part of some other, quick release situations or whatnot, or just another platform. But then you attach the clips to this rail here, which is independent of this, and it works out perfectly. So the two major problems that I had with it, I was able to find solutions for. And now it's a whole different world for me. When I go out riding, there's very little that can stop me. The only thing I have to eventually figure out is I'm probably going to have to replace some of the hardware here. Giant, in their infinite wisdom, and I am going to actually be approaching Giant about this, decided not to give you any damn parts for this. I can't get a hold of any parts or anything from these people. Who does that? It's a $2,200, $2,500 bike, and you don't have parts? What the actual fuck, people? Yeah, I mean, if you're going to make us pay all that money, you should have goddamn parts for it. I can't even get a battery for this. But that leads me to my next thing that I love about this bike is the battery health in these things. They last a long time. It's an integrated system. It has the battery. There's the circuit boards inside the battery and inside the housing. It all works very well. And even with the constant starting and stopping with the battery coming loose, it didn't ruin any of the computers or anything. I mean, it's and actually, I probably can't show you on here, but the last time I looked at my battery health, it was something like 98%, and I probably went through many cycles, 2,500 miles worth of cycles. So yeah, I mean, it's for the headaches that it has, it's got at least 2 or 3 times that in redeeming qualities. So I don't want to just make you think that it's all headaches. It's not. And it gives me something to do. And the other thing too that they provided that I'm not particularly fond of the styling. I'm not really a gum wall or white wall kind of guy, as you can see my stealth bike here. But these tires lasted damn near 2,200 miles before they finally started to thin out. That's pretty phenomenal. I don't know how long I'm going to get off these tires that I have here, but that's a long time, and I'm not a light person. I'm 250 pounds. And so anyway, I hope that some of the stuff that if you folks out there have a giant Lafree that you've had issues with, I suspect they're going to be the battery or the rear rack. That's usually the things that go wrong. But I mean, other than that, I'd love to hear what you have to say, if you've had any experience with it or what you thought of my fixes. I will actually come back here with another short video of the rear luggage panniers on here as well. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comments, and I look forward to hearing from you.